Welcome everyone to Talk Gaming Season 2, Episode 2. I am the Seventh Sword. I'm here with...
J-Bone.
Just J-Bone?
That's it, yeah.
That's
no.
it?
I was going to... Hold on, wait. Let me do this right. Punished.
Punished J-Bone. And...
Vernon, Mr. Bob.
D-Dog?
D-Dog.
That name again?
Diamond Bob. It's Diamond Bob.
Diamond Bob. And Diamond Bob. We are here to talk about... J-Bone.
Metal Gear Solid 5. All day, every day.
4-hour podcast coming your way.
And we probably talk about Metal Gear for days.
For a very long time.
Yeah, in Season 1, remember? It was like Chris was gone, so we just talked about the old Metal Gear. The whole time. It was our longest podcast, and we talked just about Metal Gear.
Yeah, it was all about Metal Gear Solid 5 and what was coming out and all this like different like Kojima theories and all these like crazy things. That was before the big falling out of like Konami too.
Oh yeah, no, we were talking about just all Metal Gear and just the ideas.
God, dude, it's been one hell of a ride. I don't know. Let's start.
I got a quick question.
Yeah.
Just before. I think it's just for just people that haven't played Metal Gear, just in personal opinion. Do you think someone who doesn't have Metal Gear 5 or just wants to pick it up, doesn't have any of the other ones, should they just pick up Metal Gear 5 and just, because it's such a good game?
No. I don't think so. The reason being is because if you pick up Metal Gear Solid 5, you won't know what's going on in the story. You'll have no idea what's going on. You'll like it. The gameplay will be fun. You'll be like, oh man, this is a really cool game. I have no idea who these people are or what's going on. And then you're going to want to like find out who these people are. And then you do go back to the older games and you'll be like, wow, these games compared to 5 are actually crap. I mean, they're good, but man, 5 plays so good. It feels so good, blah, blah, blah. It's open world, this and that. And then you got like this linear, just like game, 1, 2, 3, 4, Peace Walker are all Ground Zeroes. Well, kind of. It's pretty much all linear. So it's like you're funneled into this like linear story-driven games. And I don't know. I think you're doing yourself
disservice.
Yeah, a disservice. I was trying to figure out the word. You're doing yourself a disservice. So if you want to get into Metal Gear, man, just do it how it's been for years, man. Like how it's been. You know what I'm saying? Just start with 1, 2, 3, 4, Peace Walker, 5, easy.
Yeah, but I mean, there are tools out there for people to actually do their research and find out what happens in these games. Like, there are retrospectives that people have done, fantastic retrospectives, like on game trailers, that wrap up all these main story points, like, just so beautifully and fantastically that you could catch up on what's going on in the Metal Gear universe if you don't want to actually have to invest that much time into buying these games and then playing all of them before you can play 5, in which case it'll take forever to go through all that. Some people just don't have the time.
People
just don't have the time to play that many games, all just to play one. You know what I'm saying?
But I want to just say something with that is, I know what he's saying, I know what you're saying, and I'm kind of in between. I know you're saying for the fact of why you want to do it is because you're going to get so much more out of it if you play every game. You feel it. You've been there. You've been through the hard times. You've been through all the stuff.
You're in the trenches, man.
Rich's way could be a better way because you still can get all the story. There's not a problem that you could literally go to YouTube, go, I want to watch all the cutscenes on the blah, 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 and you could get the story. Will you have that, like, you'll have a 50% attachment maybe, like with the story, you'll think it's interesting, but you won't feel it like someone who actually plays all of them.
Exactly.
I have what's the word I'm looking for? A rebuttal, right? Or like when you. Anyways, I have a counter to that. I did do that. I did watch just cutscenes of Metal Gear Solid 2 and Metal Gear. No, it was just Metal Gear Solid 2. I was gonna say 3. Or no, I did watch. Whatever. I know for a fact I watched Metal Gear Solid 2 just cutscenes, and I watched Let's Plays, like long plays of just people playing. Why? I don't know. I would do it at nighttime. This is like maybe a year ago. I did it at nighttime right before I went to bed, and I would just pop it on and just kind of watch it till I got tired, fell asleep. I did not nearly have the same impact of watching someone do it, know what they're doing, obviously, not screwing around. I'm talking like someone knowing what they're doing, objectives, blah, 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 cutscene, and then going through it, as opposed to like having me do it. When I did it, it was like what Bob was saying. It was like you're in the trenches, you're feeling it, and like like if you don't have the time and the money and the resources to play them, and you don't want to whip out a PS2 or like buy this HD collection edition for PS3, I totally get that. I totally understand. It makes sense. Then watch the videos, and then by all means.
Yeah, it's a personal opinion. I mean, like, Rich does, or Seven Sword does do Let's Play videos, and you're like, you don't get no emotional attachment to them.
No,
I'm sure
it's weird,
there's
yeah.
people that, Rich, there's some people that watch your videos, right?
Yeah.
There's definitely
and,
an audience.
and they do
for
it. So it's just an opinion thing. So, I mean, I would just say, if you're the bare minimum, we all agree with the bare minimum, just look at the story, read up on the story. Don't
Yeah.
just play the game and just
Yeah.
go, oh, what's happening? Because even if you read on it, you'll still be really confused on
Yeah.
what happens.
I
I agree.
I do feel that everyone, even if you haven't played Metal Gear, you should play 5 because it is just a masterpiece of a game that just should be experienced by many people. And you shouldn't go into it completely blind. You should play Ground Zeroes first because it's really cheap now. You can get it for like what, $10? Not
It was
even.
free. I think it's free on
free. It was
Xbox
free.
Live, and it was on.
And
Yeah.
PS Plus, and it was a $5
And
on
it's
PC
a
at
good
the time.
opening for Metal Gear Solid 5. Very, very good. And like I said, like you watch Let's Plays, but have you ever seen the retrospectives? Where they actually go through and like they outline all of these good events and they explain everything.
It's like a
so-
chronological video
Yeah.
of what the hell.
It's
Yeah.
very well done. Like I mean,
I'll admit, I've seen. I've seen them go
I would play the games and I go back and watch those videos
Yeah,
and I would
because-
have a better understanding of what I just did.
Yeah,
So
because sometimes, like, if you take, sometimes people don't finish games in a week. Sometimes it takes months. Especially with Metal Gear. Sometimes you just don't have that time. Or sometimes, like with me, what I'm doing with Metal Gear Solid 5, I'm kind of like pacing myself because I just don't want to wait till that game ends.
yeah.
That's exactly what I'm doing right
So I'm guessing you guys like it so far. What are your impressions of that game? Graphically, gameplay wise, all of it. Let's just talk about it now.
now. Me or you?
I'll go first. You're going to talk a lot more. Okay, graphic, it's great. I'm playing on PC. You're playing on
Oh,
PS4.
you are. You guys are both playing
We're
on PC,
PC.
right?
PS4 looks great, right? 60 frames, everything good?
Yeah. No. Solid, dude.
Yeah,
it's
so,
solid.
So I guess I could have got it on there, but it runs well. I mean, it just looks well. I mean, it's big and it's open. And
Any hiccups? Any bugs? Anything?
I've had one time that it just went black. Rich was out there, or Seventh Sword, he was out there and he saw it just went black. I'm sorry, I call you Rich. And that was it though. But it's going smooth. Oh, online, I can't connect online. Can you?
No, but
servers are being weird.
But at the end of the day, I don't feel like it's a big issue. And gameplay wise, we'll talk about more. But I just think there's a lot of giving it 10s. And you're like, why is it giving 10? And I'm a big Metal Gear Solid fan. It's not perfect. There's a couple of flaws we'll talk about later, but it's a great game. I love it. I mean,
yeah,
it's the only game I want to play.
With any open world game, you're going to get bugs, right? I mean, it's just such a huge undertaking for these developers to make this gigantic world for you to explore and find every little nook and cranny. Like, not everything is going to be perfect. So I understand. It's still a masterpiece game with all those bugs, with the bugs and flaws that it does have. I can't connect online either, but I don't really want to play online right now. I just want to get through the story. I might try the online later. After I've completed everything, but it's just right now I honestly disconnect. Even if I am connected for that little bit, I disconnect because I don't want to lose my resources right now because I want to develop everything that I can.
Yep. I think,
because
everybody's in the same boat.
That's what I'm doing. And number one doesn't work, and number two, it's like I'm working for my resources. And you can take people's resources, right?
Yeah.
But I don't
Yeah.
want to be that guy. I'm like, you're making your like I respect the other people's thing. I'm like, you're making your mother base. You worked for it. I'm making mine. Respect my mother base. I'll respect yours. So I'm disconnecting.
Side note, I just got the Fulton balloon device where you can extract like the big metal containers.
I
cargo
need
Fulton?
I need that. I see it and it says 0%.
Have you guys gotten? I know you have, Bob. Have you gotten to the part where it's like, okay, like I've my mother base has been staffed with full people, so I literally just deleted a bunch of just nobodies and I saved room. But then it's like I want to upgrade my mother base, and resources are really tough to come by. Like fuel resources are like numero uno, and I'm going out in the field and I'm going 100, picking up the little containers, 100, and then you pick up the big metal shipment containers.
How much are those? Just curious.
$750.
Oh wow.
So you're like, if you want to upgrade mother base, say medical brig division, it's like $5,000. Like if I want to get from level 2 to 3, or from level 2 to 3 is cost me 5,000.
You need 5,000 fuel.
So you need
5,000.
6 of those crates. I mean, you need 6, minimum 6 if you're gonna.
And
do
that's
it.
just for medical. It's just like I want to do everything. So it's
Of
like,
course.
and then it takes like 2 hours to it takes 2 hours to like develop. It's like, oh my god, real time.
Yeah.
not Phantom Cigar time. Real time.
No, and
Yeah.
actually, it's worse than real time because you leave the game and it stops.
Yeah,
you have to be actively playing on missions. That's mission time.
Oh, it's mission time.
No
It's
way.
not-
Time or,
you
like,
can't be in the helicopter. Just
no,
chilling?
I think that counts too. But if you pause the game, or even if you alt tab out of it, it's not counting down. Because I alt tabbed out to watch like an episode of something because I was like, I want to wait for this to be done developed. I came back in, still 28 minutes left, and I left it at like 29, and it took a minute for me to get
No
out. I was
way.
like, no. I was like, I watched a 45-minute episode of Person of Interest.
Because
Wow.
if you haven't played, when you start building your a mother base, there's you develop different certain areas and stuff, and then after that there's a time limit. We have like 2 hours or some are hour and stuff, and you just keep on building on it. So it goes up to 4, right?
Yeah.
We have it 4, and then 1 is easy, 2's not bad, and then it gets to 3, and it's like you need just so much resources. And I don't know. It's really cool though, and it's nice that it takes time. It's not like nothing comes quick. And once you get more stuff in your bases, you can have more people, which give you more development, which give you more items. And I don't know. Can you? I don't think. Can you guys? You can check what items you could get, right? Like some of them at least, like your guns. The equipment you can get. You know what I'm talking about?
Like,
Yeah.
like, what do you mean? Like
Like,
developing
Yeah,
them?
like but not all of them, right? You can see some like things that you could get, like upgrading, but you can't see all the upgrades.
No,
Yeah,
you find blueprints, and
yeah.
that actually unlocks more. And then when you get like special personnel, it unlocks even more things.
Yeah,
that you haven't
that's
even
right,
seen
that's
yet.
right, that's right.
Which is really cool.
like a specialist.
And that-
exactly.
I think that's just think of in gameplay. That's just a great idea.
That's
I mean,
so
they had it
good.
in Peace Walker a little bit where you do it, but
Yeah.
this one's just more tightly driven.
Have you built a I don't know what it's exactly called, but like a supply deck? Have you built one of those yet? Because that one, they'll actually start going out and finding materials on their own. Which is nice.
Probably not. I want to say yes, but I also want to say no.
See, you should
maybe.
build. I upgraded that to 2 first. That was the first thing that I upgraded right away because then they started just gathering resources on their own, and everything that I added was just a bonus.
God, see, I
So-
send my combat guys out on missions.
Oh, and it's cool because they come back with more than like 2 rocks. They actually come back with a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah, they're kind of self-sufficient if they're good enough, and my combat is pretty strong. That's my strongest like brig on all of Mother Base, just because I need them powerful. Well, anyways, 2 things. Number 1, do you guys have Kojima in your staff? I do. He's S rank in Intel.
What? You can get Kojima?
You get it from Ground Zeroes
Oh.
when you rescue him in that
Oh,
side
yeah,
out
yeah.
mission, and then you transfer your save over from Ground Zeroes to Phantom Pain. Boom, there you go.
I
Well-
think we should just get a save one from online.
Yeah, we should just get a Grounds because we did beat it on PS4.
Yeah, and we decided to go to PC because it was just cheaper.
It was cheaper, and
Yeah.
it runs on PC. It's nice, you know.
Yeah, and secondly, like I find myself when I can do a side op, I can do a main mission, whatever, and I cannot stop. It's so addicting, just like analyzing people's stats, and I'll be like, "Oh my god, A+! Like I need him."
Yeah, you
I
see,
need him.
you see
I
the
need
bars
him.
go up, and you're like, "Oh!" My thing doesn't analyze it all the way, so right now I just see I see the bar is like shaking, and 2 of them are going up. I'm like, my guy.
like 2 yellow ones, and I'm just like, "Oh my god, I need you." It's so true, though.
But what we were talking about before the podcast. We talked about that like it's good to know that there's skills. Every person you pick up and capture from Fulton Recovery, they have different skills, and not all the skills are good. Some are terrible.
yeah.
And what were the worst ones you've seen?
Oh, I've seen dudes who, it's weird. You start to realize like, okay, well, not all the time, but like, say guys up in watchtowers, you'll be like, well, he's just like a low life, just watchtower guy. He probably doesn't have anything, and it's true for a while. E's, all flat E's, maybe a D, and then like you get a guy who's got like an A in medical, and you're like, and he's up in the watchtower. It's like, okay, I really need you. Like, I just want you on my side. Then yeah, but after a while, like, yeah, I've had like flat E's because I just needed people. Like, I just wanted people just to develop for me. But I've literally last night, I got rid of. I had a max of 400 people. I'm down to like a little over 300. I got rid of like close.
You just why'd you because of the skills or just
Yeah, and a lot of people are causing fights. They have like PTSD problems, causing. They'll literally say like, this person causes fights to break out.
and when does it? I haven't got that. So when does that say that? Like, does it say like on the bottom of your screen, or
When you're in go to your management, okay, your base management, and then when you see all the people and stuff, you can press triangle, and it brings up a blip to like the individual person that you're looking at and it shows like whether or not if it doesn't say anything, it doesn't say anything. But then if it does say something, it'll say he's a specialist. If you bring them out into combat, he is able to bring you back faster, whatever.
Yeah.
So good, and then the bad.
There's a guy who's like thick skinned, so he's got really good defense. But the thing is, I don't think that shows up when you look at them through your binocular. I don't.
No,
think,
it's a skill question, or at least in mine.
Maybe when you get a better one. I don't even think I've developed one where you can actually see their skills yet. I just see what their actual like rank is in that individual talent.
Yeah.
But
sorry.
when you go through your like little thing, you can scroll down through all the people, and it'll say troublemaker. He's very unsanitary, or troublemaker. He causes PTSD, and then you'll see people that are diplomats. So if you see like an A rank troublemaker and you see like a D rank diplomat, they will cancel each other out depending on what kind of troublemaker he is. Because the diplomat will actually help like negotiate and bring things down. So you can keep the troublemaker if you have a good diplomat.
It's such a crazy.
But if you have
game.
an unsanitary guy, I think you should just get rid of him because they're just disgusting.
There's like a cleanly guy, cleanliness.
There probably is. I haven't seen one yet though.
No, I haven't seen it. Yeah, I mean, it's cool. As much as you're like just doing it, you're like, oh, A+, but you really should check the skill because it's just gonna ruin your mother base if he's just nuts.
I'm starting to go through and just fire. I fired all of the troublemakers.
You're fired.
Yeah, I dismissed them, and I'm starting to dismiss like the E's and the D's now because I picked them up originally just to get people.
Yeah.
And now I'm finding a lot more A's, and so I'm trying to replace them. I'm trying to get everyone to be just an A on my team.
That's what I do. I don't go anything maybe a B if I'm bored, if I'm desperate. Everything now is just an A.
Also, one thing you guys can do that I did, like you can move personnel around whenever you want. So if you see that this development project just needs one more point, just move an A rank who's an S rank or something in there, just for that one thing. Just develop it, then move them back.
This is kind of segue in. I did exactly that for Quiet's boss battle because I didn't want to hurt her. I wanted to develop the sniper rifle, the tranquilizer sniper rifle, and I needed a lot of.
I need that.
It's not a silenced one. It's so when you shoot, it's boom, but it puts them to sleep. Headshot, instant sleep shot, but like body shots are similar to the Wu pistol, but it's a sniper. I needed it against her because I was like, okay, obviously I know what to do in this situation. I can't kill her. I don't want to kill her. I need to recruit her. Self-explanatory is Quiet. And same thing. I had to shift Miller and all these people to like that section of R&D, and like all these like level down, level dropped, and it's like level up, and it's like finally I can like do it, and I did it, and I beat her, and she was tough, and I loved Quiet. It was so weird because I had to go to an area on the map that was past her.
They make you do it.
Yeah, they make you do it.
Because I was doing the same thing. I was doing a stupid side ups.
That's why I'm
exactly on mission. That's why I'm only on mission 10. Because I've done. Have you done all the side ups or no?
I've done a lot.
I've done probably 80% of them.
Did you do the bear?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you? I heard people were having hard time with that. I got it in my first try.
I got the simplest way for me to do it. I mean, I just went on a rock.
Yeah, that's what I did. Yeah, that's what I did.
I didn't watch it, but I was like, I'm tired because he's painful. Like there's this big bear in the game. You have to hunt it, and
a legendary bear.
And I don't know how many tranks. I used my tranks. I got a supply drop just before the supply drop came. He fell asleep. So I don't know. It's probably a timing issue. But I wonder if like. You know, how many tranks you actually put in them, it reduces the time. I assume it does, though.
I put at least like 9 or 10.
I put a full clip,
yeah,
and then I had a sniper with tranquilizer, and I switched to that. And I just did it the old-fashioned way. I'd see him charging, dodge, dodge.
Have you guys used the box often?
Never.
Did you know that there is a fast travel system in the game regarding the cardboard box?
Yes.
In the game, there's no fast travel, and I know where
there is though.
Yeah, there is. We thought there wasn't, but there is. Essentially, you want to explain it?
Yeah. So you go to like a base, and it has to have like a delivery zone, and you collect the invoice. And then once you get that invoice, you can now be delivered to that location in a cardboard box. You just go in there in the cardboard box on the delivery point. You just wait there, and then you'll hold Y because it'll pop up. And then the enemy truck will come pick you up, load you up, and drop you off at another base of your choice.
That's so cool. I haven't done it just because, like, 2 things. Number 1, I don't have a cardboard box equipped. I I used to. I don't use it. I don't know why I don't use it.
It's like this is come on, you love Metal Gear.
I know. I used to always use them, but I'm having so much fun with this game, and I find myself running to mission. I find myself just running, like either with like D-Dog or like D-Horse or whoever. Just going to like just going from like base to base and just oh my god, dude, the game graphically like I thought to myself, I'm like I'm just going to go at nighttime all the time. Like I'm going to go at nighttime just because it's stealth, it's night, it's the Metal Gear blah blah. Now I find myself like wanting to go during the day and at night and then going back to the day. It looks so beautiful.
Oh yeah, because of that, and
and gameplay wise.
Yeah, in the gameplay, if you haven't played it or if you just played a little bit, what's really cool and what's really awesome, the enemies actually like whatever you do or start doing or your tactics, they like to the enemies like to like counter the tactics. Like, oh, you like to go at night? Guess what we're gonna get? Infrared. Oh, you silence me all the time, getting me hit in the head. Then they wear helmets. There's a bunch of cool things like that added.
There was a side op I had just last night. It was get rid of the heavy infantry number 4 or whatever. And I was like, okay, it's daylight. It was just on my way, and I just kind of bumped into them, and they're just sitting there on the side of the road by a tree, just dicking off. I go up on top of the rock. I whip out my Woo pistol. I start firing the guy. I'm like, well, I fired the one, and I'm like, all right, he's taken care of. Go to the next one, and one guy's not falling asleep, so I'm like, all right, it's like, poof, 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 poof. Suppressor like goes off. Now it's loud. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna call in a supply drop, and I'm like, this guy should be asleep by now. I'm shooting him in the leg. He's a heavy, so I'm not shooting in the helmet. I'm not shooting in the body armor. I'm shooting in the leg, and he's still not going down. He didn't go down. He did not go down at all. So I think with the heavy infantry, like you cannot put them to sleep. So I had to retry like 4 or 5 times because they kept on catching me. I would try to. I wanted to Fulton them because they had some good ranks. Like I said, A+. One guy at A+. I'm like, I need you. Like you pop it up. It's like a yellow bar. It's like, oh. And then
join my army.
I had to sneak behind him and like.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Yeah.
That is the only way to, from my experience right now, that is the only way that I know of how to take down those giant, like well-armored people. You can't snipe them even. Their helmet doesn't pop off.
Really?
Yeah, because I thought maybe if I sniped him with my sniper, then switched to my Woo pistol, I could shoot him in the head. No, they stayed on. He was just like, there he is.
Yeah. It's messed up.
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna transition to something else.
Yeah, I'm done.
I just was thinking, like, what are a couple things? We talk all so great about it, and I don't want to talk so much negative, but just maybe a couple things that you noticed that are like some negatives. The one thing I was thinking about, I don't know why it made me think of, is like D-Horse. I know I was talking to Rich with it, but sometimes when you're D-Horse by your cliff, like you get on him, like he will jump off cliffs, and guess what happens when you jump off the cliff? If it's far enough, you die.
No way.
Yeah. And I've died in that game. Like, I don't know the checkpoint system. There's one in this missions. You did it. We all did it. But like, we have to kill like 11 vehicles, okay, with rocket launchers or whatever.
Oh my god!
I did that. Listen,
you did all of them.
I did that, but no, I did that, but except for like. I had the last 3, how they come at the end. So you kill a bunch of them, you get 8, and they're like, okay, 3 left. You can get them if you want. So I go on my horse to go get it. I get in the horse. My horse decides to jump off the cliff, die. Oh, I'm like, okay, I'll just restart at the checkpoint.
All over again.
What kind of checkpoint is that?
I have the strategy guide, and they did point that out. They're like, if you restart, even if it's checkpoint, you have to do the mission all over again. They physically said that in a paragraph.
It depends. Some missions, actually, the checkpoint will be like, they'll actually even it out. Like, you start the mission, and it's really far in, like where you have to get to.
Yeah.
You go through like 3 or 4 other places, and you get to your final location. The checkpoint will be there.
I had to checkpoint several times during Mission 6 at the Honeybee mission. Just because I got caught. And I like the perfection stealth of just like being big. I like that. It's Metal Gear to me.
I know you were talking about... Is there any other gripes?
Graphically, in Africa right now, I remember vividly playing Metal Gear Solid 3, and when you went prone and you looked through the eyes of the character, you can see the grass like kind of going like that. They don't have that animation in this game.
No.
They don't. And the animation... That's another thing I wish Kojima, and I'm sure he wanted to do, like, work on that with his team, but Konami, limitations, money, and this and that, and this
time
and
that,
and the
off.
bullshit. Yeah, exactly. I want to cut it off. Was just having the foliage move away from you. Like, if you're lying on top of grass, you lie on top of grass. Not having blades of grass just, like, sticking through your body like a glitch. That's my only thing.
My thing is, I've said this before, and I'll say it again. I've said it in my. I have a gameplay video of Metal Gear Solid, and I say it in this. I wish that you could always have D-Horse out. I wish D-Horse wasn't a buddy. I wish he was more of a vehicle that could be loyal to you, because I want to be able to have like Quiet out and then just be able to ride on my horse and like run away or just get somewhere quick. I don't like having to like. It doesn't make sense to be like, Quiet, I have to call my horse, so you got to go back to base.
You're right. It doesn't make sense.
I mean, I could see not having the horse and the dog out at the same time. That makes more sense, I guess. But
they also want to make it challenging for you.
yeah, but I mean, well, there's
just
really not a challenge effect. I just want to be able to move around the map quicker and have Quiet just ready for me. You know what I'm saying? Or have it just it's not.
I think
Go
it's
ahead.
I think he makes a good point with the horse, because the horse is essentially only used to move around, and it doesn't have any other awesome things to it. And I could see having the horse. I wish the horse wasn't a buddy. I wish he was just there. Everything else, I mean, that I know of, all the buddies, everything else I'd be perfectly fine. Like, hey, I want to use the dog, I have to do a supply drop. I mean, you can switch them off, and it's not the worst, but it's just like, I don't know, it's just a little extra work that you really don't feel like doing. I understand what you're saying.
And you have to wait for the supply, and then it costs you another 4,100 GMP or whatever it is to bring to swap out.
Which to me, when you start getting into like, I mean, Bob's only on mission like 11, 10, 12, somewhere on there.
I got Quiet. That's it.
Okay, yeah, I just got her last night, so I've been, for some reason, I don't know. But, I mean, I'm in Africa now, and I'm in like mission 15, 16. And you start to really like spend a lot of money. Like, I'm spending a lot of GMP just in general, just like upgrading stuff. And it's like when you're out in the field and it's like, man, I can really use like D-Horse right now. And I have D-Dog, and he's spotting all these enemies, which is great. But I really just want to like hightail it the fuck out of here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I kind of don't want to spend that money on that. So it's like I just find myself running all over the place.
And that takes a while. And
It
later
takes a long
on,
time.
like when you start full tilting vehicles out, you can have a car drop in, which is nice, which is what I'm using now. But I'd still prefer just to have the horse instead, just because I can walk around the country and all that stuff like
Yeah.
that. I don't make as much noise. I understand like why he decided to do that, because like you said, having the horse there is a benefit, because you can just take the side path and you can avoid enemies with the vehicle.
Yeah,
you really
I get
can't.
it, yeah.
But I want a motorcycle then. Like, is there supposed to be a motorcycle in this game or what?
In that, well, no, I don't know.
Okay,
I
okay,
haven't
good.
spoiled
Don't ruin it
The
for
only
me.
thing I know is that one trailer, like,
Showed him on a motorcycle.
showed him on a motorcycle lighting up a cigar with the leather jacket.
I'm sure
on.
you probably will get a motorcycle. Maybe there's a motorcycle out there you can ride. Was
maybe-
there motorcycles in?
Maybe you can develop one. I don't know.
in Ground Zeroes, or no? That you could drive.
No, none.
Oh,
No,
okay.
just a car, I think, right? Just-
Metal Gear Solid 3 was the only like
Where you ride that motorcycle
with
Always
Eva,
Awesome.
amazing game. Like,
It's
just
so good, so
that's what I
good.
mean. Like, we talk about it a lot, but like, it's just hard when someone's like, "Oh, I'm just gonna play Metal Gear Solid 5." I know we talked about this a little ago, but it just hurts because they're missing out on like a mastermind of games. Like, he does some weird, like in the first one, you literally had for Psycho Mantis. You literally, what kind of game makes you go from port 1 in the controller to port 2
brilliant.
in order to do
to defeat the boss.
yeah, and what kind of one? In 3, I'm not going to go in. There's a boss kind of like Quiet, if you've been there, and if you're just playing 5, the old man.
Yeah,
You can beat this guy. He's an old man. He's about to die. You can beat him by just playing the game, not like just stopping at him, at the boss, waiting 3 days of real time, and then he's dead. That
Yeah.
just
It's crazy.
boggles my mind.
It's a crazy algorithm that Kojima Productions like punched into their game. When you said you got Quiet,
No, I don't actually have Quiet. I fought the Quiet in the boss.
and now she's like at Mother Base.
She's just being like, I don't like the conflict though. I don't like, Ocelot. Wait, Ocelot.
oh my god, the good guy bad guy thing between Ocelot and
Yeah, they're like,
Oh no,
Miller?
you mean Kaz? Yeah, Kaz
Ocelot.
hates Quiet.
yeah.
I love
Kaz
it. I love
hates
it.
Quiet, and Ocelot. I hate it. I'm like, come on, can we just? She's awesome, okay?
She's
She
so
goes
cool.
invincible. She can shoot anything she wants.
that scene, that cut scene was, and I love how Ocelot in the real quick. Troy Baker's voice acting in this game is on par.
yeah.
It's on point. And when he talks about that one cassette tape where he's talking about like Quiet's abilities, and he's just like, just his delivery of his lines, like what they made him say, probably reading from a script was just amazing. How you know, she was, you know, I've never seen anything like this before. This is amazing. Like, I've never seen anybody with these abilities. Like, shooting from 600 meters away is one thing if you have the right equipment, blah, blah, blah. But doing this with, like, different velocities while the chopper's doing evasive maneuvers, like, and hitting a headshot on this guy it's inhuman.
Well,
It's
yeah,
not
I mean, that's the thing, though. The game's, like, as much as it does a lot of realistic things, which is awesome, it has things that are not human and, like, makes you kind of, like, I remember the beginning, the introduction that we had.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I was scared. I know you guys weren't, but, the people that you fight are inhuman, and they just seem almost impossible to stop.
Oh, yeah, and that's what makes Metal Gear.
And that's what
yeah.
makes Snake ridiculous, is because he's able to bring down these impossible people.
That's what makes big. You know, Big Boss.
And
the greatest. You know,
he's just a human. He's got really nothing. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
he's just an incredible human being. Basically.
yeah, it's crazy that they took his genes and made like clone babies out of.
I know.
God, Metal Gear is so nuts, dude. It's so crazy.
like,
How did you guys? Okay, you took down Quiet with the sniper rifle, right? How did you take down Quiet? And then I'm going to tell you how I took down Quiet.
First off, she fucked me up for a while.
she shoots hard. She hits hard.
She hits very hard.
I was like, okay, so like when you go into it, the Quiet's like in this thing, and she's just like, it's a cutscene, and they show it. So I'm like, okay, I'm crawling all the way there. I'm just crawling.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm like, I'm fine. And she starts shooting.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how do you see me? I'm just going so slow. Like anytime I don't know, I felt like it didn't matter what I was doing. And then I'm like, how do you know I'm there? Like I just see her, and I could see her because I like, you know, it's third person. You know, I'm hidden. I have a big gun, and she's just looking with her sniper at me, and I'm like, oh. And so I just kept on, what I kept on doing, first I was sneaking, and then the sandstorm came. So I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
So I go up to her in the sandstorm, and she was on like this like tower thing at the beginning with her stairs.
Yeah.
And I'm going up there, and I have the, you know, the suppressor, and I go up with the sword. I mean, not sword. I go up with a pistol, and I'm close to her, and all of a sudden, she disappears and jumps out of there. I'm like, what?
No way. You got that close and she just poofed.
No, I was about, I would say 9 meters. I think it was actually 9 meters. And I saw her. I was peeking. I just barely saw her head, and she's like, no, too close. Because I was looking at her. You know, like she was looking at the stairs when I was looking at her. So I just started chasing her around and just kept on. Then I just started like shooting her, and then literally I started like hunting her. I'm like, I just watched her steps and just started chasing her. I'm right next to her, boom, and did that for a while, and that's how I got her.
Like lethally?
No, I was afraid
Trank.
to shoot. Trank. All trank.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so that's how Bob did it. Now I had a similar tactic. I crawled. I would trank her, but I would actually look for her with the binoculars, and I would go because she hums. She's like,
Yep.
right. So I listened for that, and when I heard that, I knew she was there, and I'd zoom in and I'd target her, so I know where she was. Because you can target her, and then once she runs away, you have to retarget her again.
Yeah.
For the final time, I don't know how I was able to do it, because apparently I looked online. You're not supposed to be able to get close to her, but I got right behind her and hit her.
Nuts.
I hit her with the stun arm, the electric shock, and I took her out with that.
No way.
Well,
Yeah.
no, there's a mission 4 part. You're supposed to, like, you know, in each mission there's like different tasks and challenges. I think the last one was that.
Really?
You got the quality, so you have to be able to do it.
Oh,
because-
no way. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was the coolest way to take
Did
it
you
down.
guys get an S rank on that? Or
No.
I got an S rank.
Oh yeah.
I got an A.
I got an A because you did that. That's why. No, but you know how we talked about this, and you're like, you said that you can't get an S rank if you kill.
You can.
I was wrong. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're
right.
really efficient.
Yeah. Like there was
Like
a mission.
Bob was.
There was
You
a
gotta
mission.
be. Yeah.
There was a mission where like you guys did it. It was where you had to kill 3 commanders and stuff.
Okay.
And literally, it took me 10 minutes. I just killed them all. Got S rank. Didn't do any other parts, and just
You didn't Fulton them
I
out?
went back, faulted them, so now they're on my team. So it's kind of weird. I know me and Rich talked about it. It's kind of weird. It's kind of cool because you can actually play a mission over and get the rewards the other way. So you don't have to, like, you know what I mean? So I killed them in my first playthrough of it.
Yeah.
And I played again, and I rescued them, and now they're in my mother base.
You know, I wonder if you get it. Like, say if you do that mission and you first do it and you get an S rank, you're like, wow, first try S rank, that's amazing. And then you're like, you know, I want to redo this mission again, and so you get like an A.
I got the answer. Whatever the highest rank you have is already an S rank.
Cool. Oh, thank
Awesome.
God.
So when I got it, yeah. Oh, you didn't know that either.
Yeah, that's good because I'm like, I'm like, I don't want to go back and do that one just in case I get like a B or something.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's good. Yeah. So if you get an S rank, because I got S rank in that, and I did the other ones, and it took my time with it. I got like an A or whatever I got. I still have an S rank from it. So it goes by your highest score.
There's positives and negatives to that way because
Yeah.
I mean it's cool because you can go back and you can get things that you missed, but at the same time there's no sense of like punishment. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no consequence. You know, like you'd be like, I'll just kill them this time, get the S, and then I'll come back later. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like you can, I guess you can kill Quiet and then just come back and get her anyway,
I wonder. That's the one I'm wondering about.
right? I mean, well, why would that one thing be different? You know what I'm saying?
I
That'd be
get
a weird
it.
thing to do. Like if Kojima's going to be consistent with that playstyle. It's not going to be like, well, you can't get Quiet though. You know, that would be stupid.
You make a point where, like, sometimes when it seems like almost your decisions don't make a difference. But if you have a problem where you're afraid that your decision don't make a difference, play through it first time, just whatever you do first time. Second time, just, after you're done with the story, just create that decision that you made, because that would be more authentic.
Yeah, but
And then come back.
you do that on your own. Yeah,
Yeah.
just at that point you're just like
Like
responsible for it.
Yeah.
You know.
touching base on what you said was, it's perfect because when I did that mission 6, that honeybee mission, it took me. I'll tell you right now, man. I took my sweet time with that mission. I
was
enjoyed.
long.
I enjoyed
felt
every. Yeah, it took me over an hour for that mission alone, just the honeybee mission. And when I finally crept over the cliff and I saw like what looked like a cave system that looked like a honeybee comb, like a nest.
Huh.
I was like, oh my god, dude! Like, I'll never forget like that first experience. You know what I mean? Like, you always get that first experience. I mean, you can do it over and over, and you still have a good experience, a good time.
Oh, yeah.
S ranking it. I got a B on that mission, by the way. So I want to go back and S rank it.
Yeah.
But my god, dude! Like, that mission was so much fun. So was rescuing Emmerich.
Yeah, there's in the game there's regular missions that we talked about, and then there's side op missions which I'm doing all of them. I mean, most of them. And then there's what's it called? Special side missions. Right?
The yellow ones.
Important
Important
side
ones.
I'm like, I don't get that. Why did they make an important side up? Why don't they just make it a mission?
It was like a
that
mission.
was a mission.
Yeah.
That was the biggest mission.
That was the biggest mission
And it was
I've
a
done.
side up. That's what I'm confused about. Like, could you have missed that? Could you have not picked up Emmerich?
Yeah, I mean
Or
that's
could you have gone to Africa without him?
I think when you get to a certain point, that like Kaz is going to tell you, like, hey, we need to investigate. Like, I want to get payback on Emmerich. You know what I mean? Like, there's certain things in line, red tape that prevent you from.
Yeah, I
advancing.
just wonder. I wonder why they did it that way. I mean, maybe because it was like I don't know, but that mission's huge. Like, you're going and then I'm crawling all the way through, and there's like these new mechs that are there.
The
Did you guys
D-walkers.
kill them?
No,
you
I
first time, did you?
get
Did you
away.
touch them?
I
The
got
D-Walkers?
Yeah.
I killed them.
You did?
All of them?
Yeah.
Did you go like guns blazing?
No, I actually went behind them and just pulled them out of it.
Oh,
Oh, you. I was like.
I was like afraid. I'm like, nope.
I'm like, it's still being operated by a human.
it is true, but like, what if they see you?
Then you're dead.
Yeah.
I will say another fun mission is, I won't spoil it for Bob, but when Bob gets there is, it was like the I think it's the first mission in Africa.
That was a cool mission.
I got
Amazing.
It is really cool.
Oh.
I agree.
Good.
Get to Africa.
That's nice. I'm going to be going to Africa eventually. Now, you guys Rich is a lot farther than I am, and you're a little farther. Do you feel like the missions are getting like much? I know they're getting harder and more difficult, but are they getting like? You're just like, oh my god, they just get better and better, or you're like kind of like, eh.
They're getting way better because there's so many unique things you can do now. Like in terms of like how you want to solve the mission. You can just there's just
yeah, it's a puzzle.
It's like it basically is a puzzle, and you choose exactly how you want to do it. Do you want to go in alone? Do you want to just do this completely Metal Gear style, nobody, nothing, go in all stealth, take everyone out, and get
I
people?
have tried doing that. And
Do you want to go in with your buddy and like have them scout out for you or whatever like that? Just see where all the enemies are, just so you have a better position in your head to see where everything is, or do you just want to go in all attack and just do airstrikes and just completely
I
obliterate
guess you
everyone?
could do that. I just like, I mean, I think they're cool, and there's sometimes in the game where like everything's going all nice. You're doing everything. Like, that's why I Fulton them out, because then I don't have to worry about them anymore, because I don't like
Exactly.
killing them. I'm like, I'll get rid of you later if I don't want you, because
Yeah.
you get so much of them. But then I'm doing all this. I'm pulling them. Like, I'm pulling them away. I'm carrying them. Just taking one at a time, picking them off.
Yeah.
And then I get greedy. I do something like ridiculous. I mean, I was trying to get this like commander, and I was gonna shoot him through like the window. Apparently, my bullets do not go through windows.
Not with the trank, no.
So I was like,
There's no
and he's
penet-
like, hey! And I'm like, ah! And all of a sudden, like, it was a big military base, and all of a sudden, I just go nuts. I started hiding, just shooting everyone, threw an airstrike on it, and I was just getting mad. I'm like, no. I'm like, I'm bringing this guy. And I got him, but
What, dude? Yeah, I mean,
I just go by the moment because I'm like, I'm not gonna. I understand why you want to restart it because you're that, but I just feel like, in my personal opinion, when I'm playing the game, that like whatever happens, happens, and I gotta deal with the consequences. That's how I look at it, even if they're not exactly what I wanted.
no, and I'm the same way. When I first play a mission, and it happened
Oh,
to me.
dude.
Like if I get caught, like I go with it. You
Yeah.
know, like if reflex mode hits, I'm like, okay, headshot. You know, it's like I
Yeah,
got like
you're just hoping.
yeah, I hope it. About the mission structure, I feel like you get like a group of maybe, I don't know, 4 or 5 missions that are kind of the same.
Yeah.
That build up to like a big motherfucker, and then like a rinse and repeat. I don't know. I could be wrong. I'm only on mission 16.
In Africa, there are a lot of really cool, unique missions, more than there were in Afghanistan, in my opinion. Like,
And I really liked Afghanistan's.
Well, of course. I mean,
there's some really cool things coming up, guys, for you. It's ridiculous.
It's
And like, there was a moment, right? Okay, I knew I was gonna S rank this mission because I went in, no kills, no reflex mode. I was like, I'm gonna get all these bonuses, right? And like
Yeah.
what Bob said with D-Horse, I jumped off a cliff and I died. And I was like, I got in the base, I did the mission, I was just had to get extracted out. I was on the way back to the helicopter, and I died. And I was like, no, that's
And when you die though, it's a like automatic A rank or something.
No, yeah, exactly. So I just chose to restart because there's no point in going back to a checkpoint because it's just gonna break me down to A and put me back in the beginning of the mission anyway.
it's a lot
Yeah.
of you use a lot of pressure in the
But
game.
it was really
lot of
far.
pressure.
Like there,
A lot of pressure.
This one mission was so cool. There was just so many awesome moments that happened to the whole thing. Like I was hiding in the back of a truck, and like a D walker came in, and I was just like lying on my back, like, don't see me in the truck. Don't look in
I
the
know it's
truck.
hard.
It was so good,
It's,
dude.
it's just so like it's always. I mean, it could go from like it's not. You never feel relaxed in the game. At least I don't. And
No, you don't.
okay,
I'm
just
like-
check it. Just check it.
There is a really cool reference to another Kojima game in a mission later on.
Okay.
Okay.
That you guys, I want you guys to spot it. I almost
That's
didn't
nice.
hear
You
it.
let me know.
I almost didn't. I almost missed it. I almost
Yeah, I
missed
think I know
it.
what you're talking about, but I'm
Yeah.
not going to ruin it.
I almost missed
I
it.
think I know too, but I'm not going to ruin it for myself.
Well, he said Kojima game in. What else does he make?
Yeah.
Was it okay? How about this? Is this game?
Don't spoil it for
Okay.
yourself. Just play it, and you'll be like, ah.
I know what it is already. So, but thanks. Yeah, we've been talking a lot about
Yeah,
this,
What
and
time? What time were we at?
I don't know, but I think it's time to wrap it up here. So, one final thing for us to discuss before we end the cast. What do you guys think about the story so far, and does this feel like a true Metal Gear game to you?
I think
Oh, you go first.
With it being open world.
Rich
I'll-
goes first.
I'll
Yeah,
go.
Rich-
I'll go.
Rich goes-
Actually, all right, fine. I'll go first.
actually I'll go.
You know what?
I'll go
Yeah.
first.
So far, all right. The story, I think the story is being told very well. Like so far, it's very cohesive. The mission structure works. Sometimes it feels a little weird at points when something is going on in the story, and then I'm like, I'll just go back to Mother Base. You know what I mean? Because like I need to go back to Mother Base to take a shower, so I don't
Yeah.
want.
I'm all blooded up.
Yeah, I'm all bloodied up. In those aspects, I
wanna-
think
yeah,
it's
I
kind
wanna
of
say that.
strange, but overall, the cohesive narrative works very well. I like going out on a mission. It's almost spot on when you come back with something. Something happens at your base, and you talk to like Kaz or Ocelot about it. It just makes sense. It makes so much sense. You just land, and like you just did all this stuff, and Ocelot's like, "We got a problem with it."
You're like, did you
You're
see?
like,
I just
I'm
Yeah.
covered in blood. All right, I just destroyed that like antenna for you. All right, and now we come back and there's a problem. You know what I mean?
I will. I agree.
cool.
I end up. I try going back to Mother Base, and like, if nothing happens, I'll try to scope around. Hey, boss, yeah, and then I'll leave just to see if a cutscene will happen. And like, I don't know. It's so random.
That's
real
what
quick. Hold on, real quick about the blood. I've gotten like as bloody as I could, and it only gets on like half of the face and like on his body a little bit. And I've gotten to the point where you stink so bad that they make you take a shower. Like he throws.
He
Oh,
made
water.
you got to that part?
Yeah, but like
I didn't do it.
I thought like
Yeah, I was
when you
showering.
get bloody, I thought it like covers his entire face.
I've seen screenshots of it where he's like completely covered in blood.
I've been covered
but-
with blood all
like
the way.
all the way.
I mean, maybe it rained or something in your game, and some of it got washed
Maybe
off.
it-
Maybe you crawled in like a watery like whatever.
like your
and-
whole face was just a blood mess.
I swear I've been covered with.
like a Bloodborne type of blood.
I think it also depends on just how
No.
many missions you continue to do. Because I think if you get like if Bob just got really covered in blood in one mission, it's still fresh, right? So he just goes and does it. But if you do like 6 or 7 and you don't do anything in between, you keep getting shot or you keep shooting people really close to you or whatever.
Yeah.
Then
Because I've only
I think,
had like the one side of my face.
that
just
is when
bloody.
I think that is when it actually like he'll be like, it's been like 9 missions. Plus, it's just good to do that anyway because you're faster or whatever. Like you're mentally and physically refreshed when you take a
that's
shower.
true. That's
so
true.
your reflex mode lasts longer and
Oh, is that
all
it does?
yeah,
Oh,
and all
cool.
that stuff like that. Now, does this feel like a Metal Gear game? Yes. Oh yes. 100% yes. It feels like I mean, people were worried that an open world Metal Gear game would not feel like a Metal Gear game. I knew that when Kojima made the decision to make it open world, he knew what he was doing. It's his franchise. He knows what's going to work. He knows what's not going to work. And what they did is they still managed to make these huge moments happen, but in just a way bigger environment, and it just feels like it's impacting more. You know what I'm saying? It just feels like it feels like it's actually affecting the world around me now, as opposed
Yeah, it's
to,
weird. Yeah,
as opposed to just a little like area where I'm at.
a linear bridge.
I feel like it's a
cutscene or
world like
something.
this is a world event right now that's happening.
Yeah.
Like there's some things in that game where you're like, this will change the world if I don't take care of this
And
right now.
the world does react to your decisions too. That's what I mean. It continues.
It's really cool. It's
Yeah,
really cool. I feel like I am Big Boss, and I am making this huge difference in this environment
isn't it
right now.
awesome?
And it just makes all the other Metal Gears come together, and it just makes sense. It just starts to make more sense to me now.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna be short and sweet. So no, just make sure you're short. We're going a lot of time. Okay, just in general, like I mean, I think we always. I know how you said like people were afraid of a Metal Gear being open world. At the same time, it was a game that almost seemed like it easily could do it because you were in small bases. Yeah, it was just a smaller area, but still, there was a lot of different options that you could choose. In the different area. But now it's more open, and I was a little scared because honestly, most of the time, open world games kind of just make me lose interest.
Yep.
It's maybe it's me, maybe it's not. Like Batman, not really because it's kind of small, even though it's open world. But sometimes those games are just too much. And this game has a lot of stuff. There are side ups, but it's just the gameplay is so great. You feel so in control. You don't know, everything's unpredictable. That it's just it's just always a good time. You don't know what's going to happen. Yeah, there's certain things that could happen, but sometimes you don't know if someone's going to catch you or you might change your mind. There's always you always got to be on top of your game. It's not one of those games that you're like, okay, I shoot him. In stealth games, it gives you that 2 options, and I either sneak by them, or if I get tired of sneaking because I'm tired of this mission, you literally have to be on your game the whole time, which. Just a whole idea of it is it is like a Metal Gear game. Metal Gear Solid 4 was very like that. There's always, you got to be always on it. But now there's so much more stuff going around you that it feels like it might be you think about it's too intense, but actually they do a nice job of balancing everything to make it it's a next generation, and yes, it's open world, and yes, all this new stuff, but it does a really great job of just keeping it there. And I don't feel overwhelmed, and I definitely know that it's a Metal Gear Solid game.
Okay, so everything you guys said, I agree with 100%. So I agree with everything. So it's basically like me repeating it all over again.
Get it?
I will say on a side note, it's like this game does what other games try to do and couldn't. For example, like Assassin's Creed. Or even like Grand Theft Auto, man. Even Grand Theft Auto has really cool missions, but they're very linear. Like every mission is a linear thing. You can't just go out and you could, but you can't. It's weird.
I know what you're saying.
This is literally like you said. Hey, do I want to go in this way? Do I want to just bomb the fuck out of this place and just call it a day? I can do that. You can totally do that. It's extract this prisoner. How you want to do it is totally up to you. Unlike, say, for example, Grand Theft Auto 5, which I love. It's a great game, but it's all right, well, you know what I mean? It's like what other games try to do, and they do a good job of doing it. This game is a whole nother level, man, and it's that's what keeps me coming back, nonstop. I'm thinking about the game while I'm at work.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about the game right now, even though we're talking about it. I'm thinking about the game when I'm done playing it, and I have to physically pull my fucking fat ass off my gaming chair and go to bed because I know I have to go to work the next day. I'm still thinking about it. Metal Gear Solid 5 is definitely a Metal Gear game.
So good.
I think just if anybody who's listening to this podcast hasn't played Metal Gear Solid, and you know how much we're talking about, like if you watch this podcast or listen to the podcast and you decide you're like, you know what, I don't want to play Metal Gear Solid, I don't know what to say to you. I just can't. I don't have any words for you
If you
anymore.
don't want to play Metal Gear Solid, guess what? You and I are friends.
Yeah.
Like, period.
I think,
Yeah, that's
I
it.
think that's good. I think
Yeah,
that was
that's
a
good.
good podcast. What do you think?
That
Yep.
was good.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
Thank you guys so much for listening. I have been the Seventh Sword with
Diamond Bone.
and
Diamond Bob.
Diamond Bob. We'll see you guys next week.
Diamond Bob.